Boston Celtics, the best record in the league, the best team in the league. But all that regular season talk sounds like preseason talk because the NBA playoffs are here. So it's time to discuss the Boston Celtics' potential path towards banner number 18. Right here on the Indian Celtics Show, let's talk Celtics basketball. Hello and welcome along to another episode of the Indian Celtics Show. My name is Mohit Sharma and I am the host of the only podcast you need for the coverage of your Boston Celtics. You can find this podcast on Spotify and right here on YouTube. Make sure to give the channel a subscribe, give this video a like, and hop into the comment section and let's talk Celtics basketball. Alright, as I said, the Boston Celtics finished this very successful regular season with a record of 64-18, which gave them home court throughout, which will give them home court throughout these NBA playoffs, including the NBA Finals. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this was definitely a very special regular season. Not only was this the best regular season that I've witnessed as a Celtics fan, but to expect any team to win 64 games, especially in this day and age of the NBA, when there are so many good teams, you can see teams like the Golden State Warriors, for example, 10 games above 500, they finished 10th and they're already out. It's just to say that the landscape of the NBA is, there's so much talent, and the Boston Celtics just head and shoulders above everyone. 64 wins. Kudos to the Celtics. Kudos to Brad Stevens for assembling such a great team. Kudos to Joe Mazzulla for coaching his ass off. And I know he didn't win Coach of the Year, but he deserves it. But I hope at least Brad Stevens gets Executive of the Year. All the regular season awards, I know the Celtics will not receive those awards because that's what you get for playing with so much talent and a talented team, doing it as a group. But we're not about that. Now we're focused on the championship. The playoffs are here. That's what the Celtics all about. That's what the Celtics are all about. And that's what we've been saying from day one of the regular season. The only thing that matters here is winning banner number 18. So let's see. The playoffs are underway this Sunday at TD Garden. We will host in the first round either the Miami Heat or the Chicago Bulls. What do I think about these two teams? Miami Heat. Boy, they suffered a huge blow with the injury of Jimmy Butler. I think he has an injured MCL in his knee, and man, I feel bad. I really feel bad. And kudos, all the props to Jimmy Butler for finishing that game against the Sixers. I don't know how he did it. He was limping off the arena when he left. That dude really is who he says he is. But the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, the Chicago Bulls, the ninth seed Chicago Bulls, how much of a threat do they pose to the number 1 seed Boston Celtics in the first round? Y'all will think I'm being cocky, but I'm gonna be honest. The Heat without Butler and the Chicago Bulls as they are, and they might miss Alex Caruso for first round as he seems to get hurt, as he seemed to get hurt against the Atlanta Hawks in their playing game. So, man, anyways, any of those teams with their current conditions, I'd be surprised if the Celtics don't sweep them. I'd really be surprised if the Boston Celtics don't sweep them, because it's one thing to expect a team to be, 2-0 up and, lighten up and take the game easier. The Celtics can do that, but still the Celtics will play their B game. But to lose to these teams, to lose to the Heat without their best player, Jimmy Butler, and to lose to Chicago Bulls, I think the Celtics will need to play their C game. I don't think the Celtics are bringing their C game in any of the playoff games this year. They mean business. They're standing on business. I expect the Boston Celtics to sweep the first round and move into the second round, where their potential opponents would be either the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Orlando Magic. Two good teams without a doubt. One of them, of course, they're in the playoffs, so I'm not going to say they're bad teams, but how much of a threat do they pose to the Boston Celtics? Not so much either. I expect the Celtics to take care of business with those teams as well, because me personally, I never was a believer in the Cleveland Cavaliers, because I've seen them throughout the year. Whenever they have a healthy lineup, it seems like one of their best players is playing good, but you see either Mitchell plays good, either Garland plays good. I've never seen both of them playing good together. I've never been a huge fan of the Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley big man combination, so I was never really sold on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I like the young Magic team. I like the fact that they have an identity. Their defensive identity has got them through the regular season and finished as a fifth seed like no one expected. So I really like the Magic, but come on, when it comes to the Celtics, it's just too much firepower. I don't think that they will bring enough offensive threat, enough offensive scoring against the Celtics for them to win 4 out of 7 games against the Celtics. That's not going to happen. If I'm going to be predicted the Celtics to take care of business in 5 games against any of those teams. Which takes the Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals. They might play the Pacers, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Bucks. You never know. So I'm not going to talk much about that. We'll talk about it when that happens. But that series too, I don't expect the Celtics to go 7. I expect the Celtics to take care of business in at least 6 games and move into the NBA Finals. The West is a wild, wild west, so you don't know who's coming. But if you're going to be safe to predict, like the safest prediction is the Denver Nuggets. And I hope we get the Denver Nuggets. That's going to be peak basketball. Peak basketball. Celtics versus Nuggets, because in my opinion, these are the 2 best teams in the league. That's what I hope happens, but we'll see. And I hear a lot of talk on the internet that the Celtics are so lucky getting an easy draw. What do you expect? The Boston Celtics finished with 64-18, the number 1 record in the league. What do you expect the best regular season team to have a tough playoff path? I mean, this is crazy. They stay hating on the Boston Celtics. When we performed so good in the regular season, they were like, it's just a regular season. Now they're already making excuses for the playoffs, or they get such an easy draw. Mark my words, when we win, everybody, you should have won, you have so much talent. No. We all are taking receipts, we all are taking notes. The haters stay on that side. Stay on that side. We don't trust you. We don't trust you. Shout out Metro Boomin. When you pick a side, you stay on that side. So the haters stay on that side. It's Celtics versus the world. We're going for banner number 18 this year. 16 more wins. Let's get it. 16 for 18. That's the hashtag of the Indian Celtics Show. Let's get it. 16 for 18. So I think that was that. My playoff prediction for the Boston Celtics. I didn't predict who would. Of course, I predict the Celtics to win the finals. I predict them to play the Nuggets, and I predict them to win in 7. But that's so far away. Let's take care of business of the first round. Maybe I'll have a special video coming with a special guest and discussing the playoff path for every team, like a playoff preview in total. So be on the lookout for that. That was that for this episode on the Indian Celtics Show. Let's talk Celtics basketball.